that they're also designed for super slow flight. Okay, so we're going to we're in Massachusetts. What did I put here? We are in North Adams, Massachusetts, and we're flying to Meredith, New Hampshire. And I wasn't paying attention during the briefing, so I've already forgotten the name of our VIP. I don't think it's Scarlett Johansson. I think I've just come up with another idea for an add-on pack for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Right? A VIP celebrity pack with real VIPs. Hi, it's Scarlett Johansson. Thanks for taking me on this VIP flight today. How nice would that be, right? Do. Gene Simmons from Kiss? Really? Okay, so I said I was using a different encoder today. I've been trying to learn as I go on different encoders, in OBS. So the N2.64 AV1 and 265. And so I tried out AV1 again today, and while it's all right, I think that 264 still, I think, was sharper and clearer. And then I was reading some more Reddit stuff, and they're like, you really need to look at the HEVC encoder. I'm like, oh, I have that.
Welcome aboard. Roger that, Captain. They're on their way. Have a good flight.
All right, so snazzy car. All right, I think we got some executives from NVIDIA.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard.
Hello, Captain. I was informed at the boarding that I'd have network throughout the flight. Just wanted to let you know I really need it for some important calls, so please avoid cutting off the connection. Much appreciated.
Alrighty. I hear you loud and clear. I know how. I mean, if I was a VIP and it didn't come with Wi-Fi, I'd be put out. I'd feel put out. How much am I paying for this and no Wi-Fi? Throttle off.
Good morning. It's Phil. Just wanted to say
hey Phil.
To Moltenboro. Madam Hilton will be aboard soon.
Moltenboro.
A warm welcome. She's close to one of our top clients who booked a flight for her. Have a nice trip.
Kilo Alpha Quebec Whiskey Traffic.
I need to make sure you're not hearing an echo. One moment.
10 is taxiing to runway 2.
OBS, where are you? What? We've already dropped 3 frames. Say it isn't so. So one of the things it does is toggles on desktop audio. So apologies. If you were hearing an echo, you shouldn't be hearing an echo anymore. I need to make sure that the chat is popped out. I got chastised yesterday by Bruno. Bruno came into the chat room and chastised me for not paying attention. But I was having a heck of a problem. I was having lots of bug problems yesterday. And so I was so heads down trying to keep an eye on doing the live stream and making sure everything was running right, that I neglected to look over into the chat room and see if somebody was there. And Henning and Bruno were both in there, and Yeah, again, I was told this guy doesn't pay attention to the chat room. Oh, that hurt. But yeah, it's true, and I'm very sorry. So my apologies for that. Okay. We're ready to go. Oh, no, we're not ready to go yet. Got to open up the EFB. We need to make sure that Bushtalk is activated. All right, we got our little green light down there. Now we need to pull it up here and then check the audio. It can be problematic. It goes out. It doesn't hold its setting. And that could be me again. I don't fully understand OBS and maybe how to make it specifically find that one. If you're a live streamer, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so back to OBS now. I need like 6 more screens for this stuff. You just really quickly run out of screen space. Okay, OBS. Can you see it? Nope. Bushtalk. Okay, you can see it now. Now let's see if we can hear the audio from it. Zoom down into where we're at, and we'll pick the nearest point of interest, and that is in Bennington. The Bennington Battle Monument.
The Bennington Battle Monument is a 306-foot-high stone obelisk located at 15
Great, so you're hearing her.
Bennington, Vermont, United States. The monument commemorates the Battle of Bennington during the American Revolutionary War. In that battle, on August 16, 1777, Brigadier General John Stark and 1,400 New Hampshire men, aided by Colonels Warner and Herrick of Vermont, Simmons of Massachusetts, and Moses Nichols of New Hampshire, defeated 2 detachments of General John Burgoyne's British Army, who were seeking to capture a store of weapons and food maintained where the monument now stands. While the battle is termed the Battle of Bennington, it actually occurred about 10 miles away, in Walloomsac, New York. The Bennington Battlefield, a U.S. National Historic Landmark, is entirely within the state of New York. In 1877, a local historical society began to plan a monument for the battle's centenary, and considered many designs. One which called for a slender stone column only 100 feet tall was showcased during the battle's centennial celebration, which was attended by President Rutherford B. Hayes. The committee eventually accepted J. Philip Rhinn's design with some changes. The monument's cornerstone was laid in 1887, and it was completed in November 1889 at a total cost of $112,000. It is constructed of Sandy Hill dolomite from present-day Hudson Falls, New York, a blue-gray magnesian limestone containing numerous fossils. Dedication ceremonies were delayed until 1891, when President Benjamin Harrison attended the ceremonies and held a reception at the nearby Walloomsac Inn. Today the Bennington Battle Monument is a Vermont State Historic Site. From its observatory level at 200 feet, which can be reached by elevator, one can see Vermont along with the other U.S. states of Massachusetts and New York. A kettle captured from General Burgoyne's camp at Saratoga is visible in the monument, along with a diorama of the second engagement, and information on how the monument was built. Statues of John Stark, Seth Warner, and other notables ornament the grounds. The monument, while 10 miles from the relevant battlefield, is located very close to what was once the site of the Catamount Tavern, where Ethan Allen and the Green Mountain Boys planned the capture of Fort Ticonderoga in 1775.
Well, that was quite the history lesson, and that's just north of our location. We have a Stark in our history. I've heard the name Ethan Allen before, but it's just at one ear and out the other when you're a kid sometimes. I feel really bad for not knowing more about our early history. We need some more Netflix movies about all that kind of stuff. Getting old, my eyes are tired. I don't know if I want to read anymore. But you know, now they love changing history, so it's hard to rely on anything that you get as a cool historical program. Look at what they did to Vikings. Oh my gosh. Cleopatra. Lately, the latest one I saw, the history of Sweden. Looking through the forums this morning, didn't really see anything, that made me stop. Say, hey, we need to talk about that today. But I did do my looking.
Whiskey traffic in Foxtrot, Charlie Whiskey 110, taking off, runway 29er departure to the east.
No tower.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. On behalf of First Class Wings, I would like to welcome you on board flight FCW 110 bound for Moultonborough. Estimated flight time to Moultonborough is 48 minutes. To prepare for takeoff, please ensure your seatbelt is fastened tightly, your seat is in the upright position, and your tray table is securely stored. Thank you, and get ready for a wonderful flight.
What did you say? We're Foxtrot Charlie 110? Okay, so the last few days, the biggest problem, the strangest problem, has been on takeoff, right as our wheels are lifting up and we're getting off the ground, it crashes. Not the simulator. It says that we've crashed the plane. And then the simulator usually crashes. Not always, but... Okay, so that is one thing that I'm recalling from the forums this morning, is looking into that. There may be a correlation with setting certain things in your autopilot before you take off. And I know that is what I do. Right? Normally before I take off, I'm trying to at least set what I think is the proper cruise altitude that they want. I'll go ahead and turn on flight level change and set it to either heading or nav, but it's not on. I'm just preparing so that once we're up and away, I can just hit on autopilot and it goes, does what I want. So I'm going to avoid messing with anything else other than putting in 8,000 feet at the moment. And I think it's 2992. Let's see, did they give us? Well, we'll check the automated weather.
Kilo Alpha Quebec Whiskey Automated Weather Observation 1800 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky condition. Ceiling 4,600 feet broken. Temperature 6C. Dew point 7C. Altimeter 299501.
2995. And it's kind of cold. Okay, altimeter set right. So let me turn on pitot heat just to be certain. This is supposed to be an IFR flight, a VFR flight, in which case we really shouldn't be able to fly. We'd have to keep it really low and avoid all clouds, and they're circling around us, and so I don't know if that's something that you can come in here and change now. Okay, now we're set to IFR in here. Okay. Well, whatever. I've wasted enough of your time. Let us just get going, shall we? Are we private or public? One moment. Leah's. Okay. All right. Still don't really hear anything as far as the in-game audio. It seems way, way low. I see that you're hearing it as far as the equalizer for the Microsoft Flight Simulator audio. When I stop talking, it's in the negative 40 to the negative 35 decibel range, but I'm not hearing it in my headphones. Really, I mean, I can barely hear it. I hear that, the UI and that whooshing sound. Can't believe I'm complaining about not hearing the engines. I'm hearing something, so okay. Yep, fuel. Should probably put a little bit more fuel in. Not let me refuel. It's always something. Every dang day. Maybe it's with repair. It is. There we go. All right, keeping my hands off the keyboard, keeping my fingers on the joystick away from any buttons. Just trying to keep it straight. Hopefully we don't crash on takeoff. If you haven't forced yourself to play with the and fly the Archer Midnight or the Joby, I really, really, really recommend you take the time to learn how to use it. It's kind of wonky at the moment, but you'll figure it out. And once you do figure it out, it becomes simple. But
approach Kin Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 110 is type Cessna Skyhawk 1 miles west of Kilo Alpha Quebec Whiskey 1,000 feet. Request flight following.
And then get back and tell me that vertical takeoff and landing isn't the best way to go. Squawk, what?
Squawk 6314.
6314.
Charlie
Foxtrot
110.
Charlie Whiskey 110. Okay.
Kin Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 110, radar contact 2 miles west of Kilo Alpha Quebec, Whiskey 1000, 400 feet, altimeter 29er. 9er 5.
What I really want. Tell me what you want. What you really, really want. I want to try to level this plane out a little bit.
Kin Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 110.
Oh, Lord.
Did you hear my last transmission?
Mm-hmm. Not really.
Roger,
I did not.
Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 110. Approach Kin Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 110, 1 mile southwest of Kilo Alpha Quebec, Whiskey 2,000 foot, request IFR to 5 Tree November Hotel, ready to copy. Kin Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 110 is cleared to 5 Tree November Hotel Airport as filed. Squawk 6314.
Squawk 616314 Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey Tango Zebra 110.
Kin Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 110 cleared to 5 Tree November Hotel
Okay.
Airport as filed. Squawk 6314.
Kin Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 110, read back correct. Radar contact 2,600 feet, altimeter 29er. 9er 5, turn left heading 065, resume on navigation climb and maintain 8,000 feet.
Okay. She wants to tip over. See about putting some aileron trim in. See if she'll hold stable.
Kin Foxtrot
Tip, tip.
Charlie Whiskey 110, acknowledge last transmission.
Turn left heading 065, resume own navigation climb and maintain 8,000 foot. Kin Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 110.
Kin Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 110, contact Boston Center on 1 Tree 2. 65. Good day.
1 Tree 2. 65 for Kin Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 110. Boston Center Kin Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 110 is passing 3,500 feet, climbing 8,000 feet. Kin Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 110, Boston Center, altimeter 29er. 9er 5, radar contact, continue. Kin Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 110, contact center on 12 Tree. 75. Good day.
I hope in the future too that they expand the radio communications. I mean, is this really still the best way to do it? To have so much darn chatting going on?
Is passing 3,800 feet, climbing 8,000 feet.
Kin Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 110 center, altimeter 29er. 9er 5, radar contact, continue.
So, you know, not being privy to the reason why and getting any information on how the current air traffic control system was developed and specifically, you know, the way we operate in air traffic control, the way we talk to each other, the way, whatever, handoffs, changing frequencies. I'm handing you over to this guy. You got to say this here. Then you got to do your radar contact and this. And then it just, I mean, you're hearing all this chatter going on, right? And again, it's 2025. Is it really the best way to do things? And I don't know. I'm not a real world pilot. I don't understand enough about, yes, this is absolutely the best way to run this kind of system. This is the most efficient way and the safest way. And is it? I'd love to know what you think. If you have any comments on that or thoughts on that, I would love to hear it. Good thing we turned on the pitot heat. We don't have any de-icing anything, so hopefully it's just some chilly precipitation and we don't find ourselves into windshield icing. Situation. She sure is bouncing around an awful lot. What do we have here? We have an 18 knot wind pushing from our aft port side. From 270, 300. Let's see if we can ask for a decrease. 8765.
Center Kin Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 110. Request 5,000 feet.
Kin Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 110 descend.
Ooh, they're giving it to us. All right. All right, all right. Appreciate that.
Descend and maintain 5,000 foot Kin Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 110.
Now, if you initiate a flight level change and try to go down, and it does not, your throttle is too high. You need to lower your throttle until you start descending. Still climbing. Come on. Lower the throttle. There's 150. One. Lower it some more. Kind of getting into flap range, flap speed. Okay, so if she doesn't, oh, it took it out of flight level change.
Kin Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 110.
There it goes.
Expedite your descent 5,000 feet.
We're going over expediting downward, sir. That's what we're talking about right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, glad to be your captain today. First, I'd like to welcome everyone on behalf of First Class Wings on flight FCW 110. We are currently cruising at an altitude of 2,700 feet at an airspeed of 80 knots. It's 11:34 a.m. and are expecting to land in Moultonborough approximately at 4:10 a.m. local time. Current temperature of 41 degrees Fahrenheit. If the weather cooperates, we should get a great view of the area as we descend.
Not really. No, we shouldn't. That's pre-programmed.
And enjoy the rest of the flight.
The AI isn't smart enough to go, no, you're not going to see anything today. So do whatever you got to do on your phones.
110. Please expedite your descent 5,000 feet.
Okay. So if you do a flight level change and now you're going down, you're slowing a little too much and it's not descending at the speed that you want, do a vertical speed, hit VS, vertical speed mode, and then tell it nose down. And it'll display up here how many feet per minute. There's negative 600 feet per minute. There's 800 feet per minute. We want 5,000, and then we'll hit Alt to make it hold and increase the throttle again. Okay, there's 5,000 feet. Increase the throttle. Okay. Double check everything in here. He's still on. Yeah. You're not seeing. Well, you're seeing something. I guess it's not that bad of a view. Holy moly. My Bushtalk radio has been up this whole time. Ugh. And now, why is that displaying only like that? It's doing a display capture and not a game capture. Oh my goodness. So a half an hour I've been on that screen. So I'm going to have to chop that half off. And I got to figure out why we're in display capture. Let's get rid of that for the moment. So that was toggled on. Oh man, now I have to check the other live streams. Crap. Well, welcome to the flight now. I've been chatting at you for a half an hour and being on the wrong screen. So, my apologies. VIP flight in this Cessna. Oh, man. That's typical. It's typical for a Monday. I can't believe I did it on a Wednesday. Oh, lovely. I guess 5,000 feet is exactly where we wanted to be, so they will have a good view of everything coming through that. I didn't think it was going to happen. Excellent. Well, I'm glad we're out of that. I contacted the Bushtalk folks and asked them if there was a problem that they're having with copyright or anything. A lot of the radio stations don't function. And I've asked them if in the future there's a way to get the point of interest to show up in the world screen so that things are easier to identify. Do.
Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 110, contact center on 1347. Good day. Ken Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 110, acknowledge last transmission.
134. 7 Kin Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 110. Center Kin Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 110, 5,000 feet.
Altimeter 29er. 9er Fife radar contact continue to waycheck.
If you are interested in voice chatting in the Skydude Discord, which I forget to turn on all the time, there's the link for that. If you're just into texting,
Yeah, hey! On my way. They're waiting for me there. I'll call you as soon as I'm done, but it might be a while. Can you send me the driver's number again? I forgot it when I left. Thanks. Talk to you later.
our weather here says that it is going to get cold this weekend. It's been nice this week. Good flying in the real world, I'd imagine, around Colorado. This is not Colorado on this flight currently. This is Massachusetts. I don't know if that means we're going to get snow or just cold. Let's see.
Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 110U. Can cancel IFR. Continue VFR to your destination.
Center Kin Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 110 would like to cancel IFR.
Don't know why.
Kin Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 110 IFR flight plan is canceled. Radar service terminated. Squawk 1200.
She sounded happy about that.
Frequency change approved. Good day.
Where we at? 15 minutes after the hour. I am so sorry about that start. I'm afraid now to go back and watch the last couple of live streams in case they're all off too. But I'm going to have to. So this is where we're at. Ackworth, Lempster, Sullivan County, Cheshire County, Pillsbury State Park, Washington, Windsor, Langdon, Unity, Goshen, Merrimack County, Highland Lake, Marlow, looks like we're headed for this point of interest here. Wadley State Park. Chandler Reservation. pretty empty overall. I wonder if this is a cool place to live. It's not all suburbs. I mean, you know what I mean, just lots of massive neighborhoods. Seems like it'd be great for having a plot of land, and it'd be great if you could get one on the water. But hunting and such. Do you remember in the past, or from history or movies or TV shows, that the United States of America would do like land grabs, like, or land rushes? Is that what they were called? Where they would say, okay, starting on this date, you have to start here, and we're going to do a land grab all the way out to these territories, and wherever you stop, you're allowed to claim like 11 acres. In the past, it was probably a lot more. 100 acres. Go out and pick a plot of land and do something with it. Well, when you fly around the United States a lot in the simulator, start realizing there's so much empty space, and who knows the potential resources that have been undiscovered across this nation. We haven't even scratched the surface of what kind of resources we may have. To think that we have, that seems a bit foolish when you fly around and look at how much there is. And you see how, you know, if they would have done it right, if you're going to invite in 18 million people or more, it seems rather silly that they didn't do another land rush, land grab, whatever they call them, across the interior of the United States. And with today's communication, you could have just went online to sign up for a plot, right? So they put up maps and they put up all these plots that are available, and they're like, who wants a plot? But you got to do something with it. If you don't do something with it within X amount of time, somebody else, I don't know, somebody else, if you would ban, I don't know. Maybe if it's your plot, it's your plot, it's your plot. Whatever. But try to connect all these empty spaces and discover what's there. Encourage people to go out there and do a little bit of digging. Don't constrain them. Or, hey, these are the areas that are for the people that want to look into mining your own territory and exploring what's there before building or in the process of, and you might become a billionaire overnight.
Everything okay? Everything is ready for the arrival? Fine. Can't wait. See you there. Bye.
I'll be right back. I have like 2 cats today that want to go outside. One moment. Christine says I gotta be nice to you. Watch your butt. This door's gonna close and you're gonna get hurt. You want to go out too? Go on. I am fine. Getting back to my desk right now. I had to let some cats out. Trying to get these darn VIP missions all wrapped up. I think this is, if I get a B on this one, then 2 more to go. You are doing patterns in the Digital Combat Simulator, and you're doing patterns in the Mustang. Very nice. Good. Good. I'm glad you can say you perfected landings. I can't say I perfected landings at all. Doesn't matter what I'm flying. I am trying to learn how to perfect landings in that darn Cirrus jet. And now the Cessna Corvallis TT. That thing can be challenged. So those are the ones that I definitely need more improvement on. I was complaining earlier, I'm mad it's 2025 and we can create planes that can go super fast, but we can't create planes that when you come into land that can deploy more flaps or something to make it go and operate at super slow speeds. So coming in with these little Cirrus jets as fast as we come in with, heck, even Mustangs, you know, it'd be great if, I don't know how they would do it. I want to say throw more flaps at it, but maybe there's something we could do with the, you know, surfaces on the fuselage itself that can maybe deploy when you come in for a landing to allow for a much more slow approach. Something in between, a fine compromise between having to go all the way to vertical takeoff and landing technology and this. So, you know, maybe retrofitting or either way, creating planes that can also now come in way more controlled. That plane you showed me the last time that was flying like 20 knots, stable, controlled. That's a beautiful thing. And all aircraft should be able to configure to still fly that slow. Even landing this thing, I almost tipped a wing yesterday and wiped out. And I find that to be terribly goopy. Just put the top of the instrument panel at the horizon and wait. I'll have to try it. I want to, I've been trying to make it come in very nice and slow. And, just comes in too dang fast. And if I go too slow, then I stall the thing out. And that's been a real drag. I'll be right back. I need to grab something from the kitchen. 80 to 90 knots is a good speed. Ugh. If you were in a crash at 80 to 90 knots, it's not a good day. That's not going to be a good day. One mistake at 80 to 90 knots, you know, that's not going to be a fun day for anybody. 40 knots, that's still not going to be a pleasant day. 30 knots, a little bit better. 20 knots? Okay. All right. That might be very uncomfortable. So, the degree of intensity on a catastrophic failure at 80 to 90 knots. And that, to me, that's how I would be approaching the design of things. Like, no, you can't. No, that's unacceptable, because they're like more like me these days, meaning we're accident prone and, you know, not superheroes like you. Okay, and we tend to get things wrong more than we get things right. And this day and age with, I don't know, you think that we'd be all much, much, much better flyers with the technology that we have and the training that we can have. But anyway, human error being what it is. As a designer, I'd be like, no way. We've got to find something. Either that or we're going to have to just go to vertical takeoff and landing. I think that's where the fight is going to be as we go forward. That we've got to make it easier to land, or you've got to change. I don't want to put any hard fine points on anything, but so it's like watching those car crash videos at different speeds. Oh yeah, now that I have flown with you and flown gliders a little bit, yeah, they haven't been particularly bad to land in any way for me. Yeah, I've had a very pleasant time in the gliders. And now there is the problem with the vertical takeoff and landing stuff, where here's their problem. Their problem is that if there's a failure, those things don't have, those aircraft do not seem to have an auto rotation function. So with a helicopter, if crap hits the fan, you can at least attempt to auto-rotate yourself to the ground and maybe not die. With the vertical takeoff and landings, at the moment in the simulator, there's no auto-rotation. I don't know if there are in real life. There's no auto-rotation in the Archer Midnight. You just fall. Same with the any of those other VTOLs that they've given us to play with. I can't remember the name of the first one that they gave us. The Volocopter. Beautiful, but if it fails, or they don't have, in the simulator, they don't have systems that are like, sorry, you don't have the power to continue. You only have enough to land, and it will just make you come down and land somewhere. Doesn't matter where, you're coming down, and it will automatically take over and descend you. Those craft are going to need some sort of gliding function as well, because that's unacceptable. Wish I could sit in at some of these design meetings. There's got to be an AI out there that can figure out how to make anything glide and come down to a perfect landing. Anything. I mean, if Elon Musk can make those things come down like that with very few surfaces and control it all, the designs are out there. This area of land we're passing around, this is all very beautiful stuff. This is a little slice of heaven. You folks who live here, you live in a fantastically beautiful area. You even have some mountains. So the best of all worlds, you've got some mountains close by, you've got plenty of water, lots of trees, and still lots of open space. Let's find out where we are. We're at a place called Meredith. Ashland and Meredith in New Hampshire. New Hampshire? Hampshire? Okay, and our destination ahead, Moultonborough. Lake Winona. McGrillis Hill. Lake Wakawan. Gilman Sunset. Kanasataka. Sandwich. That's great. Place called Sandwich. And you know what? They had better have a damn good sandwich. If your place is called Sandwich and you don't have the best sandwich shops, there's just something terribly wrong with that. You'd better have somebody in that town saying, oh, we make the best sandwich ever. Yeah, this is lovely. You may have just destroyed a Mustang by overheating an engine. That sounds like me when I was first trying to learn how to fly the racers. And I still can't say that I do. Understanding how to manage your manifold pressure. and paying attention to manifold pressure gauges, and ultimately in racing, how to leverage manifold pressure for speed or when you don't need it. And I mean, there's a whole art form to these guys that can race those things. And I have yet to find videos on YouTube where there's, well, at least when I looked, professional air racers that go over the theory behind, you know, how to control your engine, or even some old pilots. Oh man, I'm already here. Some old pilots that, either way, the manifold pressure stuff.
Charlie Whiskey.
You were trying to practice power on stalls, but the temperature just went zooming.
To land runway 20.
All right, let's disengage our autopilot. All right. And we're going the right way. Speaking of stalls, let me slow us down. I remember when I was first learning how to trim an aircraft, it was in Microsoft Pacific Combat Simulator, and they give you a Japanese Zero to do a patrol on. And you have to learn how to trim the plane out perfectly and then use your mixture perfectly so you're just like a butterfly. You're not using any fuel, and you're perfectly balanced for the wind, and so that you can do these long island hops. When I first started doing it, I'm like, it's impossible. By the time I was hopping to my second island, I was always running out of fuel. And I thought, it's impossible, it's impossible. Then I started actually, yeah, I was very young at the time when I was doing that. And I just didn't fully understand the trimming part. And that was the first lesson. And then using mix and using a combination of cowl flaps and other things to just make you like a little butterfly. That really came in handy later when you were learning how to do your bombing, because if you can't hold your platform stable to get a bomb over the target, so you have to be really calm with them shooting flak at you and everything else. And if you have any winds, to try to remain as calm as possible and just hover right over a spot. I wish they would bring that back. 47 knots. I was just trying to hold it at slow as I can, really. 41 to 50 knots. Take it easy. Take it easy. She wants to flip over. Uh-oh, now I've got too much power out. Bring the flaps back up a little bit. Again, there seems to be, it seems like that there's got to be a way to put more stabilizers on approach as well. So like there, coming in really slow, but her ability, her want to torque over and roll a little bit or be uneven through the ground effect. That is there something that you could do design-wise to channel the air around you differently to reduce destabilization in and around ground effect at low speed? Gotta be a way to do it. Just gotta. And I've noticed this bug, that is when you land, all of a sudden you're like R key, like it says press R to announce taxi to parking. Okay. For whatever reason, after you land, it toggles the R off and you can't. And you have to now come up in here, go to your communications and toggle it this way.
53 November Hotel, traffic Kin Foxtrot, Charlie Whiskey 110 is taxiing to parking. 53 November Hotel, traffic Kin Foxtrot, Charlie Whiskey 110 is taxiing to parking.
Hey, Henning, what did you notice about that? You said that you see the wind is still bugged. What did you notice about the wind being bugged that I'm not seeing or am aware of? See, now I can't do this. Why?
Ladies and gentlemen,
there we go.
To Moultonborough. Local time is 12:24 p.m. For your safety, the captain has requested that you remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until we come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Please make sure you take all your belongings with you when you get off. On behalf of the entire company, we would like to thank you for choosing first class wings. We look forward to seeing you again and wish you a pleasant stay in Moultonborough.
I'm really in a hurry. When do we get off? Good thing this flight went smoothly.
Oh no, what just failed? AMD DVR capturing Windows. What? Okay, good. We got a B or better. So that means this will count towards... Oh, we got a super. That should help with the reputation I lost. I crashed that dang Cirrus jet twice on a short approach yesterday. And lost a chunk, so hopefully this will put the chunk back. Yep, that was about as much as I lost. The engine of the Mustang seems to be good, by the way. One more. Score private charter airplane missions with a B or above. One more. What's out there? There are two right there. All the VIP missions so far have been East Coast only. Looking out over here, yeah. None. Only East Coast. So what is this? This is a Cirrus Vision jet, which I should probably do because, again, I need the practice. And we also have CBM 930, which has been crashing on takeoff. Cessna Skyhawk, easy. Vision jet. Vision jet. So it's just a matter of where we want to go now. Well, this one's going to take us to New York. So why don't we do that? To KTEB. Dr. Vinny Swan. Cool. A lot of different little waypoints. Okay. Well, you know what I'm going to do, ending like I normally do now, is I'm going to end this live stream and set up the next live stream for this flight here. And that one will put this one at about, well, an hour or so, but I've got to chop off the first 30 minutes I screwed up. So anyway, you have a great rest of your afternoon, evening, flying your Mustang and mastering it more, and I will catch you next time.